All right, welcome back to the show, guys. It's fucking VJ and Luca,
What's up, guys?
and it's your favorite show. Probably not favorite show. Probably, hopefully, in your top 20 pieces, 25. You meant 5.
25. No, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I said 25.
You
What
know,
are you talking about?
I said 20. You said 5, and he doesn't even know what I'm about to say. But yeah, at least we hope that we're one of your top 25 most watched type of shows. Yeah, we took a break. Yeah, we're back. Everyone knows it. Everyone's talking about it. No one's talking about it. Nobody knows it. And that's why you got to like and subscribe, guys. Please do that.
Yep.
We're selling out early. We're selling out late. We're just doing the fucking thing. Actually, we're not selling out because this is what's been going on. We've been living our lives, and occasionally there'll be weird drama that ensues in your lives, right? And you're just like, whatevs, man. I don't want to I am done dealing with this nonsense.
Fuck it.
And sometimes, if that is engaged in your trading life, you might keep it around, sort of just like, you might be trying to lose weight, and then you're like, I'll just have a strawberry shake twice a week. And also a cheat meal. And honestly, I like chips on Tuesdays with the tacos that I will never not get. And then you realize, I'm not getting the results I want. And if you really think about it, at some point, you're going to have to come to terms that you got to cut some of that bullshit out. Is it really hurting you? Probably not. You're progressing or whatever. But you could progress faster, and you could cut out the dead weight. So, I interestingly had cut out some dead weight from my trading stuff, and I think that things will be even better. And that's how it is in life. One of our friends, she was talking about all the distractions and stuff in her life, and I'm like, yo, I keep telling you. And I was telling her this before I knew anything, really. And now I know a little something, and we're gonna know a lot more. But I was telling her that, and a lot of us know this, but the stuff in your life, if it's not as balanced as you can make it, if you're not like internally calm, if you're just dealing with nonsense for no reason, especially if it involves your trading, if you want to improve your chances of success and to cut down the time frame with which you hit it, maybe cut it out.
Cut it out.
And sometimes, maybe push has to come to shove, and then you're sort of forced to cut something out that you know that you should have, for whatever reason, and not being beneficial to you or not. But honestly, the smarter thing to do was, as soon as you know that something's like a time waste or just not a positive thing for you, even if you can't really describe the reason why, exit stage left, don't look back, and do what you got to do. Cut, one of the like, you're so far in the Sopranos, Luca, and we're going down a little bit of tangent, but we'll come right back. The main lesson from the Sopranos that I always take is nip it in the bud.
I like
Anytime they take too long to solve a problem, it has these unforeseen consequences and weird collateral damage, and that's life. You want to handle this stuff fast. And Luca knows more about, like, some of the drama that ensued. And it's like, imagine if 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I decided to exit stage left. It would have seemed weird. Probably would have ended better for sure. Saved me a lot of time. And it's an interesting lesson. If you know there's an issue and you want to solve it, and you know that you have no gain for picking up the con, you have no pros to balance it out, what are you doing? Love yourself, value yourself. You know what I'm saying? And fucking, should I say roll the intro?
I think you should go for it.
I just said it. Roll the intro!
Order filled.
Now, every once
You
in
like
a
that,
while,
though?
I'll tell you
You
guys,
like that?
every once in a while, we get this deep side of BJ, And I think I remember a couple episodes back we had a nice outro. It was a deep VJ, and that type of VJ I like, you know. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned for that type of deep VJ. And yes, we had some drama. Unfortunately, it's not too good. You know, I'm not too
Who
proud of
cares?
it. It was whatever. But at the end of the day, drama aside, you know, people aside, we're better. Like BJ said, we lost that weight. You know, we're free now. You know, shoulders are moving. We're getting back to the charts. Nothing is stopping us to our goal. Not even some of the drama bullshit, people, whatever. All of this is going on behind the scenes in the Discord. If you guys want to be a part of the Discord and see all the me and BJ's drama, aside to the
Jesus Christ.
to the actual episodes, you make sure to DM us in our socials, and we'll shoot you an invite. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you're special enough. You know what I'm
Yes, it's a
saying?
very
To make it.
special invite only type of thing. We got a lot of people in there, some profitable traders, some some of our good homies, people we met in person, etc. So, you know, it's special. Anyway, here you go. We already fucking rolled the intro. Let me go straight into this trade. This trade was today, and this was one of the best trades I'd say, apart from the other trades I have saved, because this is just a lack of everything. And I'll go a little deeper into this trade. And yeah, I enjoyed this intro. Just to finish up, I enjoyed this intro. I like the real BJ. And yeah, let's go back to fucking this my shitty ass trading, of course.
Yep.
But this is today. Like I just said, I'm fucking going around in circles. And this was a FOMO entry. I don't know why. I don't know why it comes across me. Okay.
You know, I know exactly what happens here.
Yeah, this is a struggle that I've been having. And I
Me
think
too.
I think that's for everyone. That's for
Luca,
BJ. That's
Luca,
for oh shit.
I sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but like this exact trade is actually sort of a similar thing that I've been doing too on my losers sometimes.
Yeah,
I yesterday that's where I lost. I doing something like this, and it sort of makes sense. It's this one's like it's honestly a little tricky, but I would love to see this because I'll be honest. That I oh no. I know I didn't take this trade, but okay. Yeah, I took one though. I was just very similar to this after the drama yesterday,
yeah.
and I just took a loser for no reason, and I was like, okay, you're an idiot.
It really is for no reason. You know, unfortunately, it's gonna happen because we're human. You know, we can't really control ourselves 100%. This is a perfect example of something that just came over me. And it literally goes for anyone. As long as you're human, you'll come across these trades where there's no planning, there's no nothing. I'm gonna just quickly explain my entry, and then I'll explain the real reasons. I entered because of this 5-minute engulfing with these equal lows, right? It kind of follows the OTE, right? We have the 618, etc. And normally, as you guys know me, if you guys are the Luca fans out there, where's the Luca fans? I know you're out there. Please comment Luca fan if you're a Luca fan. Anyway, I take an entry at 618. This is normally my entry no matter what, right? 618, stop us at the highs and seeing the lows. I always take a 618 entry. I always take a 618 entry. And in this case, this is a perfect example on how I was sloppy. And I decided to take a late entry. And this is something that I don't normally do. I kind of had feelings of more FOMO because I didn't want to let this trade execute without me, right? So I did not have my entry. I did not have the discipline to keep it, played through without me. I had to be in this trade, and my biases was really the 618. These relative equal lows. Yes, we have these highs above us, but I was still looking lower. We had a lot of gaps to fill lower, etc. So I was still a little bit more bearish for the day. In the first place, so I was trying to catch an entry, except in this case, I missed it. And by me catching, like wanting to catch entries and missing them, I start to get a more of a revenge type of attitude with my trades, and I start entering with no plan. And this is a big representation when my risk to reward is 1.24, okay, and it's ass. This is normally my risk to reward should be 2 or whatever. This is ridiculous. This I cannot let happen. I'm literally entering at the distribution stage move of this OTE entry, and that's something I don't know. I have a problem with. I shouldn't have taken this entry because it throwed my plan out the window. It throwed my discipline. I was FOMOing, etc. And in this case, even though it looks perfect, I'm gonna roll a couple of candlesticks, because it did go my direction at first. You know, I was green. I was in profits. I was looking for a very sharp movement down. As you know, at the once it hits 618s, damn, am I cutting out or some shit?
No, you're good. I'm listening.
Okay. When it hits the 618s in this case, it's likely that the distribution stage down is going to be very fast. So I was looking at a cheapish entry, and a couple candles later, as you can see, it stopped me out.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a real, like a eye opener, because as long like this setup, if you were to tell me up until this candle that this was a setup, I knew this was part of my model, right? 618 entry. We sort of swept, seen these relative equal lows. I would have said this would have executed, right? 10 times out of 10 times or whatever. But since I made the judgment to enter this trade without a plan, with shit risk to reward, really taking a cheap FOMO-ish type of entry, it is clear that the markets humble me. But it's weird because I feel like the market is stopping me out personally. I feel like it's me. Just because I entered, it turns a perfect setup into something that fails because of
Yeah,
me.
but that's not true though.
Yeah, I don't know, and there's definitely some reasons for it, but in this case, I got a little frustrated, and I had to step myself away from the charts a little bit after this trade, because as you can see, it happened very quick, right?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it was very a very undisciplined trade for me, because it followed none of my rules. I threw my plan, my model out the window, and I started just trading this limbo price action that I'm not familiar with.
And did it just start flying after that? Or
No,
did it dump back down a little bit? Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
I felt personally attacked.
Well, see, this is the thing though. This is the thing. So this is exactly what happened yesterday to me when I was pissed off about the thing. And I was trading pissed off before and I was green. I was like, all right, we'll just do some more. And I did some damage, right? But this is the thing. What did the price do?
After.
No, I'm just like, yeah, just like, let's look at the price here. It went to the 618, right? It offered the 618 entry. It broke structure on the smaller time frame, then re-offered the larger time frame 618 entry, which can happen. Tapped it, then it left and hit the target. Right? Right.
Yeah.
And so this is the thing, like that's exactly what happened. But because I got stopped out, I saw it come back to where I wanted to enter yesterday. And I was like, shit. And I was like, nah, you already fucked up, so we're not entering. And then it did exactly that. And that is exactly about patience and then letting trades go. Because like anytime you and me do that, we're chasing a move. Because even that entry there, you're not entering in even the discount of the new or potential leg. You're entering on equilibrium or in you'll be entering in. You're not entering on premium of that move or the discount to the move. You're not entering high enough. The 618 is discount to the whole range or premium of the whole range in this particular case.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at the smaller leg, which in some ways, if it stopped in the, I forget what the word is, but essentially the discount and equilibrium range, this green and red box that is about to be placed, if it did a small break of structure in there or inversion and then went up, you could take a chance. But that large of one, this is similar to the shitty losses I have where it's like, you're right, and then you just lose. And the reason why is because you missed your trade, or you lacked faith in when it came to give you the entry and you hesitated, and then it went. And you know what that means? More backtesting to get more confidence with the model, because it not only offered you the first time, that first time you have to be so confident where it goes down, you might trim, but then you would re-enter or just hold because you're not stopped out yet. Maybe you stop out a break even, but be willing to fucking re-enter, whatever your parameters are. It's like very interesting how this works.
Yeah, and this is also a perfect, like, for example, if I were to take this trade as it should be, I talked a lot previously on the show about my trading style. I'm very much a OT entry, like 618 fib trader, right? And if it's not a 618, what I got in the habit of doing is going from a 618 entry and then literally trimming at a 618 of the actual leg that I was planning to be invalidated, just in case the trade ended up stopping me out. Because right here, this is a clear potential entry for longs, right? 618 for value gap in 618. That's what I was thinking, and normally I got in a habit of trimming down here just to be safe. Although I'm targeting this low, this was a pretty safe trim, and I think it goes for no matter the strategy. If it's in discount or if it's moving down, or whether or not you're seeing like a leg down and sweeping these lows, that is a safe trim. And in this case, my actions led me to enter on the trim, which is not technically, but right down here it was ridiculous, because I wouldn't have protected my risk as if I would have just waited for the original 618 entry,
or just waited for your next trade if it just went and delivered.
and
like
that's another problem, because I don't have, for some reason, I can sit on the market and I can watch it all day, right? I can watch the market all day. I will not feel FOMO at all or whatever. But as soon as you sit down on the charts and you think to yourself, you're telling yourself, you know what, today is the day I'm going to trade, right? You having that anticipation of trading all of a sudden reveals the mask of the chart, and you start fumbling down, you start being played by the candlesticks. And this is a clear like a clear indication on how, if you do not get a optimum entry, and you start like looking for the shitty entries, or you start looking for those models that only play out 55% of the time or 50% of the time, you start to get into a mentality which is very survival like. It has nothing to do with your plan you back tested. It has nothing to do with your win rate or your risk reward or anything to do with that. It's just you oh look, my entry was here, so I might as well just enter here. I don't want it to execute without me. That sort of mental process which I've had, it leads you to be a much worse off trader because of your massive stops, because of your tiny take profits. And to be honest, I think this is a great representation of how that attitude has an impact on your trading.
So yeah, attitude. I mean, you couldn't have said it better. I think what I'm going to try to say is probably just something for you specifically almost, but maybe for anyone listening, like, it could be helpful. You were saying it's sort of personifying yourself, like when you become a different person when you sit down to trade. And that's good that you noted that. And now you must understand that you essentially almost need to size in a way, or just practice so much back testing and just doing it so much that you just execute. Like, so I'm journaling a lot now, and it'll be like a lot of trades I'm not in, because I'll like get my stuff. If I hit gains or whatever, like I'm done, right? And I'll probably trade a little bit more, but like right now, because I've been inconsistent in my opinion, and I've been working good habits, I'm back to trading a little bit less and just really testing my model. And like I'm going through this stuff, and it's very interesting how like when you're like really looking for a trade, you tend to trade bad. When you allow the trade to just set up, and then you're like, oh, this is
Here it
going to do
is.
this,
Yeah.
and you just do that, it's fit. It's like unbelievable the results. Like and like I could just see from the back test, like, oh, okay, it does this and then this, and it gives me more confidence. Where I'm just like, oh, you know what? Like anytime I feel like I'm in a rush, nah, or anytime I'm like, maybe, okay, no, what, no, I'll be like, oh, this has all the signs, and it's clear to me. It's almost whatever, and I have, oh, yeah, good day. And like, not only does the win rate improve, but then like the RR improves, and like, the back testing and the practice will like get us there. But then like, sometimes it's like I'll take weird entries. I mean, even last night, it's like supposed to not be a good diamond trade, and I'm just like doing back test stuff, and it's just working up and down and all this shit when I'm asleep. And then somehow you go to the chart, and you're like, oh, it's New York Open, or oh, news is there. I got to put something on. That's the trick. No, you don't. You don't have to put shit on. You just need to look for your back tested model. You are Luca the Algo. I'm VJ the Algo. We are robots, and we have tested our edge, and we know it's there. And one reason why we don't trade too much is so that we can remain more robotic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the time, I'm like live testing. And if they're banging like this, if I take every fucking trade that I've seen, I'm rich, bitch. And we will be doing that at some point. But because like I feel like I've been a little bit less consistent than I want, I'm like, oh no, let's do this. And then I'll just like see these trades just like play out. And like when they are your model that you like and oh my dude, the price can come back to you and you're like, toodles. I have faith in this.
Yeah.
But then when you're like, oh shit, it hit my level. Oh, it's coming down here, and you don't have done anything down there. Now you're fucked. You're like, okay, okay, there's an inversion. Okay, that could be okay. I'll sort of broke structure again. You in a way, and then this should go down there. Okay, yeah, I'll take it. And then it does that. You're green for 2 seconds, and then red, and like almost ashamedly so. And then it goes right to your entry, and then delivers everything. And your emotional capital is spent, your financial capital is spent, and you knew it wasn't a good look, but for some reason you thought in these fast moving markets that you weren't going to get anything that you like, which is insane.
I think what I told you, there's this video on YouTube. Of course, I recommend it. I don't really have a problem with like sharing the YouTube videos for content that I see as educational. And it's by a guy named Daniel Inskeep. And he recently compared himself, which is
share it with me, by the way.
Absolutely,
I'm sorry.
with which is an amateur trader. So himself against a pro trader, and it showed footage of them. It showed footage of the trade, etc. And here's the key difference I took between an amateur trader that has maybe traded for 1, 2, 3 years and a pro trader who's been traded for a decade plus, is that always the amateur trader is trading for something. They have laser focus. Their whole instinction on the market is, I gotta make money, I gotta make this for the day, I gotta do this, and they're not actually reacting to the chart. They are just being super hyper obsessive to the goal rather than the actual model, the actual strategy you use. And unfortunately, that those laser eyes to the goal. I'm trying to achieve this, so I'm gonna enter a ton of positions. Those laser eyes, unfortunately, is one of the worst things that you can do, because again, like this example here, you start making excuses. You start entering late, you start having massive risk to rewards, right? 1.25 is, or 1.19 is ridiculous for a risk to reward. You start having small tick profits, you start putting on a lot of position size, a lot of positions. It all has to do with those laser eyes of laser focus. I've got to achieve this. And on the other hand, you can have a pro trader who's been traded his whole life which is seriously bored about the charts. The charts doesn't bring anything to his life except maybe if he sees an opportunity, he executes on that opportunity. It's so boring to him. He doesn't have the laser
Let,
eyes. He doesn't feel the adrenaline. And I think that
let me
distinction is a big it's a big eye opener for a lot of traders on which actual attitudes to use while trading and while learning.
I got a few things here for you. All right, for all the listeners, whenever Lucas says instinction, at least for the American listeners, because I don't know what they say in Europe, he means instinct. Okay, it might throw you off.
Instinction,
Number
yeah.
two, instinct is also, but it's fine. Don't even worry about it. Number two, um, shit, I don't know, I lost my train of thought. You interrupted me. Oh shit.
The laser eyes or some shit.
The laser eyes. Yeah. So, one thing that I've been like when I was trading when we are done with this drama today, like even though I took like a loss on like one account, like off of that spread bullshit, like I felt great and I was just clear. I was listening to music. I was doing my thing, right? And those because I figured out this weekend what I have to do to be profitable. And I figured out what you have to do too. I told you yesterday, which was, and I'll say this for everyone, and credit goes to this guy. I think his name is Justin Werlin or something, but he said something in a way that made it click, and it was just like obvious. Like when you go to the charts, a great trader only practices good habits, and I'll extrapolate on that. They don't. They only practice good habits, and they don't try to get money. Because when you try to get money, you take a trade like Luca did because he just wanted to make sure that he got this money. It wasn't a good habit for him to do. And him doing that makes it more likely he does it again unless he gets it in check. So that's why you have to check it. Because if you check it, all you had to do is wait or take the long to back up there or the short. Like literally, you jumped into a trading opportunity and then two trading opportunities right after pose themselves in 5 minutes. Think about that. Which is very similar to what happened to me the other day, where it's like, oh, I jumped in thinking that this was going to happen, and I knew that this was going to happen. And instead, I was blinded, and the opposite setup showed that was very clear, and then it went back to my entry and then played out exactly like how I thought. And I could have just waited. I could have just seen one of them and been fine.
Yeah.
But instead, I had to make something up. And so, if you just practice good habits, and it backtest your model. Once you have a data-proven model, which you should be doing every day, like even when you're whatever, there's a reason. You know, all that stuff that we were messing around and fucking around on Discord with, I was still backtesting and taking screenshots from my journal and looking at the RRs and seeing how well they did. And then there was one, I knew that I jumped the gun and it wasn't that set. And it hit a 2.5 RR and then came back. It wasn't a real place that I would have stopped out at. And like, honestly, like I got lucky because I almost hit my stop and then went up. It was just some chop bullshit. But then just a little bit later, clear, even though we're fucking around, oh shit, okay, I'm not going to take this trade, but let me take this. And then I'll watch these as we fuck around. And it's like, oh yeah, the model plays out if you are strong enough to wait for it and not be a fucking hoe. Yeah. And that's what it is. Like, if you like keep testing your model, get at least 100 tests, right? See the numbers, know like, okay, in 100 tests, let's say I take 2 trades a fucking day, right? That'll be about 2.5 months worth of data. And then you'll double that in 2.5 months. And then when you're not actually trading, tape read and add more data. So you get more and more confirmation. Be like, you know what? All I do is do this.
Yeah.
All I do is I just do this. And when I miss it, okay, it's fine. It'll present itself later. That's on me. I wasn't paying attention. Shame on me there. I won't chase. Why? That has much lower probability than what I do. And then you just practice the good habits. I promise you'll be profitable. Same with me. That's why I'm just working on the good habits. Fuck that. And so I felt good. Like, yeah, I got wicked out and my sizing was like a little bit larger, but it seemed like it was going to be fine. And honestly, it would have been if I put my stops a little bit further and accounted for the spread. Literally like 10 minutes later, it was like 100 points plus, and I went like 150 plus, and
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
just like waked me out because that thing. And it's honestly because of me just being like, I'll be here, I'll do this, and I'll just stick with this, right? And like, if you get to that place, it's fine. And if it doesn't present itself in a way that you want, cut it. That OTE to OTE, that 618 to 618, the 705 to 705, like that's my scalp model. I take the same entries, I just cut them a little bit faster on
Yeah.
certain days, And so, like, it's an excellent model. So I could tell you from my personal data, as many times as I take that type of entry, because it's one of my favorite entries. I trade market maker models. It's a little bit larger, but OTE is a great way that I like to engage in them. And I'm looking for PD arrays in that area and the higher time frame, intermediate time frame, and the lower time frame. Then I know from my data alone that your model works. Everyone sort of knows that, like, if you have the patience to do it, it works. But you have to have like, oh, I know the price is going to go here. Shit, do I have to wait this long? Okay, hold on, I'll get in here. Oh, it already went because I wasn't sure, and it looked sort of scary when it came up here, but it just immediately backed
Yeah.
off. Because a big green, big red wick used to be a big green candle, and vice versa, and it looked scary. But it's like, yeah, I back tested it, so I set it in front of the fire. Because, that trade that you took was very similar to the trade I took to Tom, who was on our show before. And Tom was like, yeah, you're trying to enter here in OTE, very similar to you, but then I try to get an extra confluence, which then made me not enter an OTE, actually higher into premium and a long, and then a wick back down to OTE, and my stop was an OTE, just like yours. Like, your stop was placed where you entered, where you should have entered. And that's one reason why I was having my losing streak, because I was doing weird shit like that. We we're already going to lose, but like, that's unacceptable, because essentially you're just getting creamed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I feel that you're gonna go through a lot of stages in your trading journey, and you're gonna end up unraveling this sort of information with your own experiences. It doesn't, whether you've never heard this or you've experienced it and you kind of know it. It's still a lesson to be reminded. It's still a good enough lesson to remind you of, because unfortunately in these cases, like the best way to actually protect your risk at all time, in every situation basically, is to be constantly reminded of the mistakes you did made previously. And unfortunately, I made a lot of these sort of mistakes, like I did in this trade, the sort of impulsive trading, the sort of, I miss my entry, I'm just gonna, have a cheaper entry, etc. That sort of trading mentality is a real losing mentality, and it's something that's easy to do. It's so easy to just enter because you didn't plan your trade. Enter and then plan, or something like that. There's a list of different negative habits that you had, and I think what Vijay said previously is fantastic. Habits are really matter, because you can definitely reinforce negative habits in trading. Unfortunately, that's something that we all do, and you have to reverse that those negative habits. And I feel like the take for this episode is really that that's the something that I learned, and I kind of stuck back to me a couple days ago, which was the pro trader is bored of looking at the charts. He's seen it all
Oh,
already. He's really back on the back of his seat, relaxing. If he takes an entry, he's done it a million times. He doesn't care. He feels no emotion. Well, these literal gamblers of beginner and retail traders are sitting at the edge of their seats, eyes glued to the screen, clicking the buttons as much as they can because they want to achieve a goal, not execute on a strategy. And that laser eye focus that all the beginners have is the one pitfall to mistakes, and it's the pitfall to losing your money. It'll reinforce those negative habits, like VJ will talk to you about previously, and it'll also let you into these sort of uh, these mistakes like this trade as well. So I think the big take is just to sit back and relax when trading. It should never be about an objective when trading.
So, Luca, exactly. It should be about the process and just maintaining the good habits, which is the process.
Yeah.
You do the good habits, and the money will follow. But real quick, just give me a couple minutes on this, Luca. I want to ask your thoughts on this because I'm so glad you made that last point. And it is, I've heard it a lot, and I believe it to be quite true. We derive pleasure from trading and looking at the charts, and we like it. It's interesting to us, but it doesn't mean that we're laser focused on the goal.
Yes, I agree.
Like we're able to. There's our trade. There's what it is. I'm in here. My stop is here. These are the reasons I'm trimming here. The whole reasoning for why I believe this sweep is more important than this sweep. Why I believe that we're breaking these PD arrays, especially if it's choppy, sort of crazy delivery as it was today. I had to do some thinking midday. Yeah, I feel like what you said is absolutely accurate, and that's how you need to act. But if you feel more excited about the process, you wake up energized, and you're like, yeah, let's go see what's up with these charts. Oh, shit, man, they already took sell side. Guess we got to fucking figure this thing out. And you're already, like, going to be engaged for 8 hours, losing money probably. And that you with that? Okay. That's good, actually. And embrace that. Because that's how you'll achieve in the long term quicker results and you stay in the game longer. It's good for it to be pleasurable. So if you're feeling pleasure, you're trying to dedicate yourself, Luca, don't.
No, absolutely. No,
Okay.
I think that's something that we kind of addressed at the start. You know, trading is really a game about dedication. You have to dedicate everything to trading. You know, you have to really fine tune your personality. You know, everything is rational when it comes to trading. You have to have as much rational thought as possible, and that requires an insane amount of discipline and patience. And unfortunately, you know, you can have the easy way out in trading, but it's not a profitable easy way out. Unfortunately, me and BJ, we know many people who don't want the hard way out and are literally stuck gambling because they don't want to move from that place they're in. You know, they want to be in that gambling place because it's easier than actually taking the steps necessary to be profitable. And unfortunately, you need so much dedication and spirit and patience. And again, it's all about the mindset. You have to be always assessing yourself. You always have to be learning about how you act and, you know, your certain habits and stuff like that and how that relates to trading. And unfortunately, that's the hardest thing for people to admit because a lot of people are ignorant. A lot of people don't want to face the truth. And the only way to be profitable is to really face the truth on who you are and how you act. And unfortunately, that's the hardest part. It's easier said than done. Obviously, you're hearing this, you're saying, "Oh yeah, that's easy." It is. It will tear you apart.
Bro.
And I think that's the message for this
Did
episode.
you? It absolutely is. Maybe we can end on a little bit of funny note. Did you see that post on Facebook from the Apex group? This guy, he was like, "Yo, I can't see a way that if I put 5 years to this that I can fail." And then call me crazy. Who thinks that that's not the case? Like, doesn't everyone agree? And then like every person was like, man, you know, it's a lot harder than you think. He's like, fuck you. What are you saying about me? I'm dumb. Yo, if that's you, don't even listen to the show. Get the fuck out of here, you stupid bitch. That's it. Like I saw that and I said, I can't see a way in 5 years that I won't be making money. Okay, I can. That attitude is crazy. Oh, yeah. Shit.
But anyway, if you guys are here and you're reviewing the trades, like I said, and you're disciplined to stay to the end, and you want to look at your habits, and you want to look at human nature, and you want to look at everything to do with trading and how it relates to ourselves and our personality and all our bad traits and all our shitty sides, then guess what? Damn. You're doing the right thing for being here. And yes, of course, we're a lot more personal, right? When it comes to this show, we'll talk about some personal issues, the dead weight, the fucking,
Gay shit.
all the people, Afiz, Dave, fucking Chester, all the
Dinosaurs.
fuckers, in these episodes, and we're a little bit more personal than other YouTube channels. You can go on other YouTube
Scarlett
channels.
Johansson. Sorry.
There's education. This is what I'm talking about, personal.
Jesus
We're
Christ.
real personal, me and BJ. But yeah, you can look at other YouTube channels and it's super educational, super upfront. We want to give you that insight of the real feeling of what it's like to go through these processes, the real personal feeling. And unfortunately, I don't think
Absolutely.
you can get that anywhere else on YouTube. If
Nope.
you guys want to talk to us one-on-one or talk to both of us, or hop in VC and one of our channels, and you can talk to us while you trade, etc. We'll absolutely set you up. So if you guys are interested, there's you have to DM us on Instagram or
Well,
TikTok,
we got a
whatever.
whole
And
okay.
listen,
You already know.
we might bring you in, but unfortunately, it's very private. It's very exclusive, whatever. So, it's real, no messing around with. But yeah, I think we'll end this episode here. I think we had some great points. More about
One last sentence.
Yeah, go for it.
Happy leap year, guys.
Happy leap year, guys. Recorded on the 29th. Happy leap year. Now, I'm liking this. Happy leap year us in the future. In 4 years' time, we'll have a leap year episode. Maybe. I don't know. Jesus Christ.
That would be amazing. I think we can do it.
I think
we better be rich.
Yeah.
We better be rich as shit.
Anyway,
we'll
talk to you guys later.
We will be.
Hit that subscribe button. Comment.
Let's
if you
go.
want the thing, DM us, everything. Love y'all very much. Look at the
Love you.
Instagram reels, TikTok reels, fucking everything. Man, we're all over the place. And we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode. All right.
For real.
See you guys.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.